I'm Cheri Hardman from Diary of an Ex-Ho, and today I'm doing a naked reaction to episode 12 or 11. I don't know. It says 12 on one thing, and now it says 11 here. It doesn't matter. It's Quinton Jones, good friend of mine. He has since moved again, I think, but I always enjoy talking to him. We hung out a lot when he used to live around here, and I mean at comedy clubs and stuff. I am doing a naked reaction, but it's cold in here, so I do have a blanket. I'm cheating a little bit, but still naked. So let's go watch this. In the meantime, though, let me see what's coming up for me this weekend. May 23rd, I'll be in Gig Harbor. And the 29th, 30th, 31st, I'll be in Las Vegas doing shows. So be sure to check Cheri Hardman, spelled like that.com to get the exact deets. So, all right, I'm going to start the episode. Are you ready? Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. This is Cheri Hardman, your ex-ho, and today's guest is Quinton Jones. So sit back, relax, enjoy the podcast, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe. How are you?
I am good. I went in the last hour, I went from not being booked to now I have 2 shows tonight. So that feels good.
How did that happen? 2 different people?
No, it's so you're familiar with the term barking. Sometimes people give up their barker shifts, and
if you don't know, barking, you stand outside a comedy club and tell people there's a comedy show and a handout, usually a flyer or a discount ticket or something. And then usually they put you on the show because you've done that for the club.
I just happened to pick them up, and I was like, oh. So if we had did this at 6, I couldn't have picked them up. I mean, well, 3, you know what I mean, time difference.
Right,
but,
right.
I wouldn't be able to pick up the shift, so I guess everything's happening for a reason.
Wow, cool.
I got this.
Where do you live now? New York?
Yeah, I live in New York. I live in Brooklyn.
Okay, cool. And you like it there?
This was a tough year, but I'm starting to like it. Like now I have friends. I was gonna say I'm kind of against your name because it's Diaries of an Ex-Ho. I'm still hoeing. I'm in a new city.
Well, I'm the ex-ho. You can keep on hoeing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm out here hoeing. I mean, a good 30s hoe. Now I ain't,
Oh yeah.
With some dignity. With a hoeing nonetheless. Not looking for a relationship. But that's going well, and so yeah. Liking it a lot more, but that first year, no hoeing, no shows, and I got fired like 3 months after I moved here. So it was tough.
It was a rough transition.
Yeah. So it loses me. But
I always thought that I was better looking up close than far away. And
you are.
Apparently so are you. So
yes.
Okay. So
but happy to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. It's good to talk to you. I do miss you.
Oh, I miss you too.
I do. You were was one of my favorite people around here.
And there's bullshit here. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bullshit.
Oh
here.
yeah.
But I'd rather deal with New York bullshit where I'm next to people who are going somewhere. Like I'm seeing people blow up like quarterly, like new people blow up from here. You don't really see that in Seattle. And you look at the best in the area and you're just like, respectfully, like say Gabe Rutledge. I do not want to be Gabe Rutledge. Incredible comedian, but I don't want his career. I want more than that. So
all right. Talking smack about Gabe Rutledge.
That's right. He sucks.
Here we go. He is amazing, though. He's really good. Okay, so let's talk about sex.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right. So I'm going to start I'm just going to kind of take you through your life and sex. So let's talk about the very beginning, like starting. This is gonna sound weird now. Starting with your parents, like, what kind of role models were they? Like, are your parents together?
Okay. We're starting. I thought you were gonna like ask me and then Well,
No,
ask me again, and then I'll answer you. That'll sound better.
are your
Um,
parents still together?
they aren't. My dad's actually dead. He's been dead 17 years. So, but he was in my life before he died, and I would say let's go with my mom. That's who I grew up with, and I still talk to.
Okay.
My mom, definitely is like doesn't even show that type of side of herself to her kids, unless she gets drunk. But she didn't get drunk around us very often.
Mhm.
Um, so just from you hear about my parents weren't together when my dad wasn't alive either. So from a single
Okay.
mom perspective, you hear about guys say they see guys running in and out the house with their mom, and I'm like, I can only really think of maybe 3 guys my mom has been with other than my dad that I saw personally,
Mm,
and which is for 18 years is not a lot at all.
right.
So,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
they were all decent guys. They weren't like some wife beater, show up in a t-shirt type of. They were all,
Hmm.
decent guys. I liked one of them. His name was 7-1. He's the one person I actually heard having sex with my mom. That's traumatizing. Um, and I also know the ringtone that she had for him, which was Mrs. Officer by Lil Wayne. And
Okay.
so I hate that song because that song in my mind means my mom's about to get dick down. Because I heard what was going on. I
What
heard
did it
him.
sound like? Tell me about it.
I mean,
Let's
she,
traumatize you all over again.
so I'm playing Xbox, and so it was clearly one of them situations where she's like, no, she didn't want to because she heard me playing Xbox in the basement, and then you know how guys, he's like, oh, come on, he playing Xbox, he ain't even listening, and I wasn't at first, but then sometimes you take your headphones off to get water or do something, and then I just hear like the bed like papunda tapunda 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 tapunda, and hearing my mom moan, I'm like, oh my God, no. This is not happening. And so, yeah, that is the one time I have heard my mom actually have sex. So one time is way less than a lot of other people.
I know. I heard my parents have sex and it was gross. So,
But now that we're parent age, it's like, no, that's what's happening around here.
right. All right. So
My dad, huh?
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say my dad, I like to say I'm a hereditary hoe.
Okay.
So let's go before my dad. Let's go back to my great grandmother. She had she had 9 kids with 3 baby daddies. That's a lot of
She
kids.
was busy. So okay. So you've earned this
Yeah,
title honestly, right?
yeah. I mean that is there. My grandfather on my dad's side, they say that he had 13 kids that we know about. Uh, a story my uncle told me about my grandfather was he grew up in Arkansas, and he said that there was only one type of woman in Dumas, Arkansas, and that was unacceptable to your grandfather. So he left Dumas, Arkansas to find different types of women, whatever that means.
Okay. So
He,
I guess that makes me wonder. Um, they've all had a bunch of kids. Like your hoe, where are your kids?
I practice safe sex, and I more so I'm real quick to ask the birth control question. Like I feel like
Okay.
a lot of times people won't use, like let's be honest about protection. Like at least in Seattle, a lot of people are very good about protection. In New York and Detroit, they're not good about protection. Like it's definitely a situation. There's been some situations where it's like, I think I'm gonna get it. Like if I don't put on the condom, she wouldn't go make me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but so let's throw that out. But I definitely, for me, if I'm going to go unprotected with someone, one, I see what type of birth control they have, and I gotta see, like, if they on the pill, I gotta see them taking the pill. So because that's how my nephew got here. Um, and then and then after that, it's like protection for like, hey, let's get tested for STDs. But I usually mess with women who have like the bulletproof protection, like IUDs or like the patch or something easy where you don't have to keep track of. So all my kids were murdered by science.
All right. Well, that's good. So, okay. So, I mean, for now anyway. So
Yeah.
do you remember? Did your mom or ever teach you about sex, or was it like
No,
you?
no.
Oh no.
I learned out in the wild. Like I think my first introduction to like anatomy is like sex ed in middle school. And then also you got porn. So it's like my first introduction on how to do things or what to do was really just porn. And I didn't lose my virginity till I was 21. So
Really?
which is fairly late. But in those years of solitude and dryness, I did a lot of studying. Like I learned how to find the clit and what to do.
Now that surprised me because Quentin is, he's an attractive guy. He's very personable and likable. I would think it would have been easy for him to pick up chicks.
Do with it because I was in my mind. I'm like, hey, when I get it, I like I've waited so long. I got to knock it out the park.
Right.
So yeah, but my parents never talked to me about sex or hitting on women or anything like that. I just had to learn it.
Why do you think that you lost your virginity so late?
Uh, I think the first part of it is I mean to attract women is confidence, and then just when you're a chubby kid, um it's just hard to find confidence, especially when it comes to talking to women because you just have no success. I always say like chubby men at least because I feel like it's a different path for women, but chubby men at least you got to take your L's. And so my L's had to stack up until I was 21. And even then, when I lost my virginity, it wasn't like like someone I was hitting on type of situation. The woman I lost my virginity to, she was upset at me because I had white women showing me their titties at this party. And so she was black, and she was like, "You've never asked to see my titties." I'm like, I didn't know it was an option. And so kind of two drunk college kids go from her flashing me, and then I'm bending her over in the bathroom of my friend's house. And that's how I lose my virginity. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um, okay. Now, when you were younger, do you remember like the a moment or when you like kind of had a sexual awakening, like when you first realized, wait a minute, there's something going on that I previously was unaware of?
You mean like libido wise or just success wise?
Just in any way.
Um, I don't really, no, I don't, at least from like a noticing something different about myself. I didn't like when in my younger years, I was the quintessential nerd. Like my weekends, I like basically I had given up on sleeping with women. So my focus was more so on playing video games with my friends or going to laser tag. And then it really didn't come back until college, which was when like everybody's going out and hooking up, and you literally have a roommate who was like had sex while you're in the room. And then I'm like, okay, that's when it was like
Yeah.
in my face, I was missing it. But it still took me 3 years after that. So
Gotcha. Um, so what's your go-to porn categories
ooh.
that you're
Uh,
willing to admit to anyway?
um I feel like my porn category is kind of like a dying breed, but I like the iPhone stuff. Like I like the stuff where it's clear like the dude's hitting it from the back and he's got the phone over the chick, or she's holding the phone and like he's stroking, or like my favorite view is actually doggy style, but the phone's like underneath, then the girl squirts on the phone. I've got a few of those favorited. Like I like it's something about the phone getting wet, this lens of the phone getting wet that really gets me wet. No. But
It's
yeah,
funny,
but I feel like
everyone
when hmm?
everyone I've asked that question has said something totally different. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's my. But I think it's dying with OnlyFans because it used to be people was just kind of like recording for the fun of it, but now people are like recording. Like, oh, we can make them now. So like even like the regular stuff is like getting added production value, and I don't want the production. I want it. I want it raw.
Right. Right.
Like I want the camera to go off frame, then they move it back. But now they got tripod. I was like, no, I want the gorilla
You
style.
want it
That's
gritty, yeah.
yeah, I want the gritty porn. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Do you remember like a mainstream movie that had a scene that you thought was like particularly sexy?
Oh, it's gonna sound made up, but it's real. But it's Booty Talk 24. I'm at my cousin's house, and he's like 10 years older than me, and so like I'm at his house, and he has like his Xbox, and he also like the video games right next to it. He's got the porn. So I remember his mom sent him to like the store or something. So I'm just sitting in his room, and I'm like, okay, like because this for people listening who are younger, this is back when the internet porn wasn't what it is now. Like this like DVD porn was it. So I was like, okay, I can put the DVD in, watch it a little bit. And there was this scene, like I skipped forward, it was like the talking, but it was a scene where the dude, he had one woman riding his face, which is still personally one of my favorite positions to be in. I love my face roll. And then he had another woman riding him, like riding his dick, facing him, and she was licking his nipples. And that is like, that hasn't happened to me yet, but that's like my dream scenario. I want someone to ride my face while riding my dick and licking my nipples. That's what I need in my life. Booty Talk 24. Never forget it.
Okay. That's lovely and everything, but I meant mainstream, like as in not porn, like Hollywood movies.
Oh, let's see. It kind of falls into.
I gotta say though, he described that scene very vividly. Like I have a vivid mental image of what he was just saying that I might have to go put in my spank bank, for later.
Like my favorite category, but Monsters Ball.
Uh,
Because just the way they filmed it was really kind of like guerrilla style, like somebody like behind the table, kind of like recording between the blinds.
I remember some hot sex in that movie, but I haven't watched that movie in so long. I don't remember.
I haven't watched that movie either. I just cut. Like we had the movie and people were talking about Halle Berry was naked in it, and so I watched that.
Yeah.
Mainstream movies other than that, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Okay. All right. Well, you already told me what your kind of bucket list position is.
Yeah.
What's your definition of amazing sex?
I think the definition of amazing sex is it's kind of like y'all both, like whoever comes like last, it's kind of like, and y'all both kind of like basically you don't want to move after. And I have like this weird, maybe it makes sense to people, maybe it's just me, but like I have like this feeling kind of like in my hips, where it's like I just did some good fucking, and I look at her, and she has like that look of like that, like he did some good fucking, and we're both satisfied, and it's just kind of like you lay down and you just touching whatever, you really don't care where your extremities are touching. That's what good sex is, I think, in its most primal way. And then I think for me, kink stuff doesn't necessarily go into it. I think good sex to me is kind of like that primal, we just fucking to like pleasure each other. And then you kind of have like the other stuff that's nifty to us, but like just regular top 3 positions just going at it is like good sex to me.
Okay, cool. So, okay. I'm not even going to comment on that because, that was that. But I just was thinking, while he was talking about sex, I was thinking, I forgot to tell people to like and subscribe. That really helps me a lot. So go do that. Okay, back to sex. So, how do you usually meet women?
Shamelessly, it's the dating apps. I just I still have a lot of self-esteem issues when it comes to just approaching women in public. So like especially clubs or bars. Like maybe I'm too woke when it comes to women, but it's like I just feel like women, I've seen so many women complain about being approached that I just always feel like they're being bothered. And so I rely a lot on the apps just because I know if someone matches with me, they at least think I'm attractive. And then I can kind of carry the ball from there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How's your body image?
It's getting better. I mean, I've lost 40 pounds since the last time you seen me, so it's getting better. I think I've just never been happy being a bigger guy, and maybe that's people want to say whatever, but I'm at the point in my life where it's like my way to fix how I feel about my look myself is to make myself smaller, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm seeing improvements, and I'm getting happier, and it's really for me. It's not like I'm not losing weight to attract more people. I'm losing weight to like look better myself. Like I see other people like I want to look like that or have some facets of that in my body, and so
All right.
it's getting better.
Well, that's good. I know I realized that I was only asking women that question. And then I was like, hey, that's kind of fucked up. So I got to remember to always ask men that question too. So do you consider yourself like a totally straight person?
No, I'm pan now since yeah, I'm
Right?
pansexual. Yeah. So, but I mean, my
Tell me your
history,
definition of that.
so pan to me is if I basically if I look at someone and I'm attracted to them, I don't care about what's below the belt. If I see someone and I'm attracted to them, I'm a like, and they're with it, we gonna make it work. I don't care what you got, but I get
Got it.
off on giving pleasure to who I'm attracted to.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Um, it's just interesting. I'm learning a lot doing this show because I mean, all my
yeah,
playing around was back in the day, and so it's like it's a whole new world out there.
it is.
Do you like dirty talk?
No, I don't because I'm real big on reciprocity, and it's just I don't know what to say, if that makes sense. So like women who like to like be called a slut or things like that, I just don't like. I don't know what to say, or I don't know what's too
And I don't
far.
know because it's different for everybody what they would like.
Yeah,
Don't want to say the wrong thing. It was like, what was that? I don't know. You're probably too young for this, but like there was an episode of Seinfeld where the woman wanted to have dirty talk, and Jerry's like he didn't know what to say, so he
yeah.
said something about the panties that her mama laid out for her or something. And then she just thought he was like the biggest pervert. Yeah.
No, I mean, I haven't seen that, but I can relate to it. It's just, I think everyone has a vision of even with the partner they want, what they want that particular person to say. And
Mhm.
then I feel like women, if y'all hear the wrong thing, y'all out of it. And it's like, hey, okay, you ruined it. Dudes, we gonna hang in there. You can call dudes a different name. It's like, hey, I don't know who Terrence is, but I'm gonna keep
Hey,
going. We'll figure that out later. I'm Terrence now. I don't give a shit. So yeah.
yeah.
But it's definitely if I don't have a consistent person and that's something they need, then I would have a conversation with them, like, okay, what do you want me to say and when and how? And bear with me because I'm a mess up. But if I'm committed to someone, then I'm gonna figure out how to talk to them the way they want to be talked to.
You're right. Do you have a particular type of person that you're attracted to?
Um, I can give a super generic. I like people that look like they work out. Now, that doesn't mean that they're like super skinny, but say if I see a really skinny woman, but she doesn't look strong, I'm not attracted to her. Same thing if I see a bigger person and they just don't look like they could walk up a hill, I'm unattracted to them. I need someone that looks like they put effort into adding muscle mass and strength to their body. So that's probably across all genders and all sizes. Yeah. Like I actually stopped talking to someone once because we went to the gym and I saw how little she could lift. And I'm like, that's unattractive to me.
Can't even pick up my dick.
Yeah, like barely. She needed two.
I should not cut him off right when he's getting ready to say something funny, but okay, Quentin, I get it. You're not attracted to me. Anyway, continue.
Hands, and that's no.
Yeah. Do you have any I didn't warn you about this beforehand. Do you have any like interesting, funny, crazy sex stories that you want to?
Oh no. So I told Ken I was doing your podcast, and he told me a particular story to tell.
Okay.
So we got to go back to the pandemic.
Okay.
I was pandemic. That was a lot. Like people listening, if you've ever had a time where you kind of had to look at yourself in the mirror, like, why are you sleeping with so many people? Like that was the pandemic. But
So you were sleeping with a lot of people during the pandemic
yeah,
when we were
yeah,
all supposed to be staying away from each other?
yep. I even like here's how sick I am in the head. Because when the pandemic started, the dudes were horny, but the women were like, ew, you're disgusting. It's a pandemic. But I'm like, nope. Give them till like July. They're gonna be just as horny as the guys. And so in that 3 months, I was like, okay, where can I plan like a good like date away from people? And so I found like the perfect date place and all that to do during the pandemic. And it was just Casamigos and lemonade at Madrona Beach. And anyway, so there's one person I took on this date who I actually didn't like that much. And so we go on a date, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling her. I'm just going to kind of let it ghost away. But she kept texting me after the date, and it was the pandemic. So at one point, she was basically like, hey, I want some dick. And I'm just on my couch watching Netflix. Like, that sounds better than what I'm doing. So she come over, we have some drinks, we do whatever, and I'm walking her to her car. And as we're walking to her car, this white woman on crutches, maybe like early 50s, late 40s, sees us. We don't have masks on. We're outside. And she's like, you guys really should be wearing masks. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, white lady, I'm not listening to you. The girl I'm with, she's like a couple steps behind me. She was like, what did you say, bitch? And I'm like, okay. But I keep walking because I think, all right, that's going to be the end of it. And then I start hearing back and forth, like, no, what you going to do? And then I turn around, and what I see is kind of like, you ever see the cartoons when they're fighting? You see like the dust ball of them fighting.
Right.
How it looks in my head. Like I see a crutch fly. My girl was wearing flip flops that flies into the street, and they're fighting and clawing at each other. And so I run back over and I like pick my girl up off, and she's like kicking her, like, yeah, bitch, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, wow, okay. What makes it more embarrassing is across
Yeah.
the street there was a Starbucks, and there's like a line of 40 people waiting to go into the socially distanced Starbucks. So like other people see this happen. I'm like, okay. So we cross the street. Somebody from the Starbucks hands her flip flop that was in the street, and I'm like, let's go. Let's just leave. And so we're walking. I don't say anything, and I get her to her car. She's like, huh, that bitch had it coming, didn't she? And I'm just like, oh God, no. Oh God, no. So she gets in the car. I walk back to my apartment, and like the lady who got attacked was like calling the police and stuff. And I was like, all right, let me get away from here. And so I go on Xbox, and I tell my friends what happened. I'm like, yo, so how do I end this? Now, I'm more mature now. The much more mature would be like, hey, just you fighting with that woman was just really a big no for me, and I just wouldn't be comfortable moving forward with you anymore. That's what I should have did. No, it's not what my friends said. They said, hey, if she fighting people in the street, she crazy. So you can't stop talking to her. You got to at least fuck her like 1-2 more times and then make it about something else where you ain't talking to her. I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, man, yeah, y'all right. I can't just leave. She crazy. And so basically, I set up another time for her to come over, and we fuck. It's like 2 days later. And so we fuck, and then we start talking. And so the plan was like after we fuck, like when she leaves, I would tell her. But through this conversation, it comes out that I didn't want to, like, literally I just got out her vagina, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to fuck with you no more. And she's like, wow, asshole. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's how I feel, you know. So she leaves my place. I'm like, all right, cool. She ain't tearing nothing in my house. I block her on everything except Snapchat.
Oh,
So I guess she gets home, sees I block her on everything. And she's like, hey, you fat motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. Starts blowing up my Snapchat. And I'm like, oh, I missed her on Snapchat. Block her on that. This woman has 2 fake numbers. So
oh,
she starts
geez.
texting, calling me for hours. Like I'm at the gym for 2 hours and she's still texting and calling me. And so eventually I tell my boys again, like, yo, what do I do? And they're like, oh man, you got to talk to her because she know where you live. She crazy. And so I get back home. She's still blowing up my phone. And I finally answer. It's been like 6 hours. I'm like, yo, what do you want? And she just goes to her whole life, things that she didn't tell me in our first 2 interactions, how she's a recent divorcee, how she went to juvie 3 times as a kid. All this stuff is coming out. She's like, you need to watch who you talking to, and blah, 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 blah. You said you don't want women to have a bad experience with you. You did this to me. I'm like, yo, okay. She yells at me for like 2 hours while I make chicken Alfredo. No bullshit. So basically, I finished the Alfredo and she's yelling, I'm like, yo, is there anything else you want to say to me? She's like, you know what? I guess I am done. I'm like, cool, click. And thankfully, she never hit me up again.
And that was,
Could have
she
gone so much worse.
could have. What a beautiful love story. Could have, but wow.
Yeah, that's
Something
probably,
like that. After that happens, does that like make you very like leery of women for a while?
you would think.
Or you're just like, oh, that was just one crazy one. And
No, I've had in Seattle, I haven't had it happen in New York, but in Seattle, I had 3 women come to my house. Uninvited. Basically, I didn't want them there. And she wasn't one of them. So there's 3 other people who yeah, you think I would be. But I
does he mean 3 different women at different times or 3 women all at the same time?
just felt safer. I feel like nobody in Seattle on no real crazy stuff. So that's really how I feel. But I'm in New York now, so my mindset's a little different. Like, hey, no, they might cut me out here. So
Oh,
I'm moving a little different. And I'm older.
man, I forgot what it was like to be single and have so much just crazy experiences.
Yeah, I actually avoid, like, I try to see the signs of crazy as early as possible and just kind of like, hey, nope. Like once I see the crazy, it's like, no, because I say it on stage, I can't fight. And I'm like, I'll be damned if I got to fight because you running your mouth.
Right.
Yeah, I just try to I like peaceful people in my life. A hoe with peace.
Do you ever think you want to settle down, or are you just going to be hoe for life?
That's a tough question. That's something, especially like newly, and I'm really like out pan. Like now I tell people, really, there hasn't been that many guys, but like really new cishet women I meet, I'm actually very open with like, hell, this is me. So at least till I figure out how I feel about dating, who, what, and where, I'll be single. And I've also just kind of been contending with if I am poly, which I don't think I am, because again, I like reciprocity. I want to be fucking a lot of people, but you only fuck one person. I'm one of them type of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like have you heard the term primary partner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like the idea of having like a primary partner, like a person who, if I'm going to have children with them, a person who it's like, we're taking the couples trip. We're going to Europe for, a month, and we're on the bungalow, and they're the person. I want that cute couple lifestyle at some point in my life, definitely. But settle down with one person, especially just one person for the rest of my life. That's tough. I think maybe I'll ask you. You're how old are you? If you can say, or you want to say,
62.
you're
I'm
62.
62. Yeah.
And like you and your husband, y'all, from what I hear, y'all the oven's still going for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know. Do you ever want to sleep with someone? Like, do you ever want to get like a nice 30-year-old one time?
I still have the urges, yeah.
Yeah, and just
I'll be honest. I told my
yeah,
husband to watch this, so
and just in my mind, when I get to be like in my 60s, 70s, I'm dying at 87. Uh, that's my life plan. Die at 87. That's a good run.
okay.
Um, I like it. I think it's I've been the young guy with the older woman, but I also want to be the old guy with the younger woman. I think that's just a part of experiencing life. And I want to be able to do that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good luck. I hope that everything comes out the way you want it to come out.
I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
best to make it that way.
I like the fact that you're exploring things and trying to figure yourself out. So, what's your Instagram handle so I can put it? Oh, it's
Oh,
right up there.
well, yeah,
It's
it's
right
right
up
there.
there. Never
But yeah,
mind.
but I'm gonna say it because people can't see it. If you like what I'm saying, if you want to hear my stand up, you can follow me on Q Killam on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, on OnlyFans. There's nothing on there, but if you pay me enough, you might get something. And yeah, and on Facebook at Quinton Jones Comedy.
All right, cool. Well, God, thank you. It was really nice talking to you. It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. And and also come out in 2 or 3 weeks. So
Okay.
I'll keep
You
you
find some good clips.
updated.
And then what I do sometimes is I always re-listen and watch podcasts, and if I find a funny clip, we can collaborate, tag.
Okay. Now, are you coming? You have any plans to come back this way to visit at
I was
all?
just
Any?
there.
Well, I didn't see you.
You're right. No.
No, nothing.
Uh,
I'm gonna.
I say I'll tell people whenever I leave Seattle, I'm just like, hey, I'll see y'all in 3 to 6 months. So I figure I'll be back. Maybe like November, December, something will pop up.
All right. Well, next time, let me know where you're gonna be.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, this is great.
All right.
And
Thanks.
this gives me plenty of time to get to my spots.
All
Love you,
right.
Cheri. Keep killing
I
it.
love you too. Have good shows tonight. All right.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
cool. See ya.
Well, that was fun. It made me miss him, and I hope you enjoyed it. Go follow him. He's a funny guy, and I'll see you next time.